chat.
Hang on. Love to Watson to a one-score game.
Hey, this is Ahman Green, the Green Bay Packers all-time leader in rushing. Bill, the Packer fan, and Packer owner, Nick. They run a website for Packer news and updates, and I know Packer news hasn't been so great lately because we got some players that are not Packers anymore that you loved at one time, but you might hate a little bit right now.
Two great running backs. We have a competent offensive line.
He's saying that he felt in November and December that they didn't want him there.
Get a little safety in that position. Either we go.
There's no reason to believe we can't return, but.
And they already came out. There's a couple guys that came out and said that Rodgers is telling the
solution of it, and don't let them go for anything under than one.
And you know what, Packer fans? The Bears still suck. So go Pack Go, and good luck to Bill and Nick, their website, and their Packer news. Talk to you later.
It's a lot easier to come in and skip doing mop-up duty, but he threw the ball all. He kind of looked like Aaron Rodgers the way he was throwing the ball sidearm and just flicking the ribs, and the ball was just jumping out of his hand. Agreed.
Hey everybody, this is Gerhard de Beer, former Green Bay Packer offensive lineman, and you're watching Frozen Tundra Network with Bill the Packer fan and Packer owner.
What up everyone? Welcome to the Frozen Tundra Network, and it's free agency time! Today we got some big news for you guys. Before we go on to the Packers news, which is going to be the biggest part of today's show, I just want to go out of my way to give a big hand to the Bears for once again making the worst free agency signing I've ever seen in my life. Why you guys think that signing DeAndre Swift is this amazing idea, I will never understand. What the hell is wrong with Bears fans? Let's start, because I know that Robert's been chomping at the bits to say something. Go ahead. What is wrong with them?
They're delusional, bro. They just keep adding to the mess. I don't understand. They could have had Josh Jacobs. They could have had, I don't understand it. So why do they pick like the most mediocre? I guess maybe it's money, bro. Maybe it's money because they have $6 million. What they give him a year? $6 million, something like that. I mean,
gave him however much it is. It's too much, no matter what the amount is.
They overpaid. I think I saw somewhere they paid $2 million more than what the Lions are paying for Monty. So they basically swapped with the Lions, and they're paying $2 million more than the Lions are paying for Monty right now.
And you know what? You know what's crazy? Watch the Lions reap the sowings of this switch again, just like they did last year. I just don't get it. Like, here, let's go with John. I'm baffled right now. I'm kind of out of words because it's such a bad signing. Go ahead, John.
Well, you figure they could have had fucking, like Monty was talking about, for $6 million. But no, they go and go get this Swift, that fucking injured prone, for $8 million. It doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? But
can you remember a year where DeAndre Swift was just this amazing force?
His rookie year, that was it.
Not even that. I remember him dropping a crucial pass in the end zone. That would have won them the game.
Yeah, but he last year was his first year. He actually played a whole season. He finished the whole season.
He wasn't even good last year.
Yeah, no, he only had one good game yet. You remember that one game he exploded? He had like 200 yards. He had one game. He blew up. That was it, man. Yeah. I don't know.
So, Ken, why don't you give us your analysis of it? I just are you stunned also in like a not a good way?
Yes, that I was shocked that Swift ended up being the first signing of free agency. Right. I would have expected it to be a lot bigger of a move that was going to be the first one, because Swift has been injured most of his career except last year. But even then, he had like 3 games where he had 2 or less carries. So I wouldn't be joy at Soldier Field if I was them.
That would be great if we could add Zach Moss. If we could add Zach Moss, that would be tits. Holy cow.
Bill, why don't you go ahead and run us into our first topic for Green Bay, but tell us what you think about the Swift signing real quick.
Well, I think if they would have been patient and waited a couple more hours, they could have possibly grabbed Aaron Jones. I would have hated to see him come in the north, but they jumped the gun, I think. I think they definitely jumped the gun, and they could have did better anyways. I mean, there's Henry out there, Saquon Barkley, Josh Jacobs. There were so many other better running backs that were available.
Even Devin Singletary, in my opinion, is a better option. At least he's consistently on the field.
I would have done Dylan over him, tell you the truth.
Yeah.
So, Eric, we're going to talk about Aaron Jones real quick. Go ahead, Bill. Get us into our first topic.
let's talk about the Jacob signing.
Oh, let me pull this
Packers
down.
decided to sign Jacobs. I mean, is that something you guys seen coming? I didn't. I thought. I seen them bringing in another running back, but I didn't think they were going to cut Aaron Jones. Like I'm shocked that they cut Aaron Jones. That just blows my mind. He's not only a fan favorite, but dude, he's huge on our offense.
I actually think this is a
receiver. Like that's just crazy. Like I'm actually stumped on that one.
I think this is an interesting comment because we hadn't even considered this before we started the show, that maybe Aaron Jones is the one that goes to the Jets as well. I was thinking like, watch the Vikings try to pick him up, or watch the Cowboys try to pick him up because he kills them all the time, right? No, I'm actually starting to think maybe this Jets comment is correct.
Yeah.
Well, Jones,
they got a good running back. Sorry, man.
When it was time switching from Rodgers to Love, that Aaron Rodgers was his quarterback and it was his favorite teammate before he started playing with Love. But he's definitely an Aaron Rodgers guy.
Yeah. I think David Bakhtiari's favorite person in the world is none of his girlfriends, his wives, it's Aaron Rodgers. It's always been Aaron Rodgers.
Reach round.
Yeah, to answer Bill's question, I did not see this at all. We talked about it for weeks where I was like, look, it would be nice to get Josh Jacobs. I felt like we were going to keep Aaron Jones. I didn't think it was realistic to get Josh Jacobs because of that, which, I mean, we were half right because he was too expensive to bring on as a second-string running back, and I doubt he wants to be. But we were half wrong because now Aaron Jones is not there, and it looks like Josh Jacobs is a starting running back. So, no, I did not expect this at all.
Well, speaking of that, this move kind of does make a little bit of sense because a report that I was seeing, it was either last night or earlier today, that Green Bay really likes Wilson as a number 2 running back. So he complements Jacobs really well, and that could have been where they've been planning to go with it the whole time.
We got more signing news. The Detroit Lions are signing former Vikings outside linebacker Marcus Davenport to a 1-year deal.
Dumpster diving, huh?
Yeah, they're dumpster diving at this point. They're looking for the steals and the deals.
You know what's funny? Vikings fans swore that Davenport signing was going to be this great mix-up of their defense. It's like, dude, they just keep losing. You guys aren't bringing back Danielle Hunter, it looks like. You guys still have to pay Justin Jefferson the moon and the planets and the stars. You know what I mean? And Kirk Cousins went to Atlanta. So what are you guys going to do next? So, John Dorn, why don't you touch on some of this?
Yeah, but everybody's bailing shit, man. DJ's next, man. He wants out of that fucker. So start the bids, man.
Yeah.
DJ wants out, man. Yeah, fucking A. But yeah, the Jacob thing, man, I love it, man. At first I was like, yeah, Jones and Jacobs, and all of a sudden
we all were, bro. We all were.
That lasted for 1 hour.
Like 15 minutes, bro. Like 15 minutes.
Pray to God that they do come back and get it back to the table and get something worked out, man. It's not over yet.
It's not
over. Bro,
yet.
we would have to get. I mean, we would have to at least match what we gave Jacobs, right? So we're looking at another $12 million contract. I mean, that's what we were going to give him anyway, and he was going to count $17 million towards the cap.
Yeah, but once you take a look at our cap space, we're sitting at 33 mil right now. And they're not even accounting for Devondre Campbell and Aaron Jones leaving, which is another 23. That puts us at $56 million before these two signings. So really, legitimately, we could afford to bring Aaron Jones back if it was for the same price as Josh.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. Aaron Jones was already worked into the cap. He's under contract till next year. So, I mean, his money was already in that cap number.
Yeah, but a lot of money within that.
So
I understand they didn't want to pay him that much. But, I mean, you turn around and you give Josh Jacobs $12 million. I mean, I just don't understand it, man.
Let me read you guys. Let me read you guys the tweet from Aaron Jones real quick. And this to me just seems like he's not coming back. So this was just recently, like before the show started. He said, "I appreciate all my teammates making the past 7 years truly special." And he put up the deuces. So, and he put on a song, "Burna Boy, Thanks" by J. Cole. It just sounds like he knows that he's moving on. Green Bay knows that he's moving on. Do you guys think that Josh Jacobs is going to be able to give us what we need moving forward, though?
Yeah.
I don't think they're done. I don't think they're done yet, the running backs yet.
I want to preface that a little bit because Goody also put out a statement, too, about Aaron Jones. He has not only had a significant impact on the field and in the locker room, but he is one of the most beloved players in the community. We wish him nothing but the best for Aaron and his entire family moving forward.
Oh, he's done.
Yeah. With both of the messages, it really sounds like we've unfortunately seen the last of Jones and Green Bay.
If I'm being honest, this one kind of feels like when Jordy Nelson was leaving, and it's like, I won't say it's as impactful as when Rodgers was leaving, right? Like that one was like, oh my God, the era's over, right? Mm-hmm. But with someone like Aaron Jones, it kind of feels like when we let Jordy Nelson go and everyone's like, why? I don't care if he doesn't got it anymore. I want him to be on the team. Like, right. I don't want to stop watching Jordy Nelson catch footballs. You know what I mean? I don't want to stop watching Aaron Jones in the green and gold. Mm-hmm. I really don't. From the comments, everybody, we can see your comments. We're going to start putting them up here soon, but there's a lot of them, and everyone's talking about how Jones, they do not like the Jones move. And none of us do either, because it doesn't feel good to watch my team do that to someone like Aaron Jones, who was loyal to the Packers. And we kind of, again, I'll use this term where it's like it was kind of sandbagging the dude, you know what I mean? Like pushing him down to take the money away from him. It sucks.
Yeah, we watched the Lions do it last year, bro. I've been thinking about this all day. This is a business, man. And the business, I mean, the truth is, Aaron Jones was gone most of the season last year. He proved that when he's there, he can play. But the problem is he's not been healthy for multiple years now. He's not, finished a whole game or a whole season. And, I mean, I don't want to move on from him either, but I can see the wisdom behind it. Josh Jacobs held out last year. He was trying to get paid, and they didn't want to pay him. So that's why he had like a stumbling year. And he held out. He wasn't there in camp. I'm confident if he comes into our camp and he's here from the start, I don't think we're going to miss a beat, with as far as our running game goes. And we're still going to go after and draft another guy. I guarantee you we are. We're not just
early yet, man.
Bill, can you switch the monitors and I'll do the comments?
What's up?
You switch the people over on the monitor and I'll do the comment.
All right.
Well, I didn't say me, but okay. So
you're on there, buddy. You said
let's talk about so the Aaron Jones thing. We will talk about more on the show, but let's move on to the big, in my opinion, the big splash signing. There's a 24 years old safety who graded amazingly last year for the New York Giants. Xavier McKinney. We gave $68 million for 4 years. This means a lot. This means so much more than just having a good safety. This means we don't have to worry about safety in the draft. We don't have to worry about in free agency anymore. We can bring back someone like Owens or Ford to go alongside this dude. There's so many possibilities now. And in this 4-3 high 2-safety offense, this seems like the right move. And I'll go with A-Dub since he joined most recently. What do you think? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Bill. Hey, A-Dub, go ahead and tell us what you think about that McKinney signing, because for me, that was the epitome of a splash move for Green Bay.
Love it. Definitely love what we just did with free agency. And as I just came in, listening to you guys talk about Jones and all that, I'm even going to have to say, I'm actually more than okay with the Josh Jacobs signing. Like, I felt that was more than likely the direction we go. Like,
hey, we got breaking news right here.
More news, yep.
What is it?
Buccaneers are trading cornerback Carlton Davis to the Lions, exchanged by 2024 draft pick.
Yep.
Wow.
Really? Wow.
Why him?
Carlton Davis to the Lions.
You said cornerback?
And not to mention another corner. And of course, before I got on here, recently the Lions did sign Marcus Davenport from Minnesota.
Yep. Dumpster diving. Yep.
Remember, guys, wherever you're watching this
from, I like this.
So you can see us live weekly. We're live on Saturdays and Mondays at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. So hit that follow button. We're streaming live on 8 different platforms right now. So wherever you're watching it from, just hit the follow button or the subscribe button to get more content.
And you'll want to watch us this year. This is going to be a fun year. It's already shaping out. I know the Jones thing is sad. Once we get into the season, though, and Jordan Love is developing even more, and this offense is rolling, and this defense has a new coordinator that's making us look sustainable as a defense, it's going to be a fun year. Definitely make sure that you follow, like, and share. But go ahead, Bill, why don't you roll us into our next topic?
Well, we know we got to do it once a show. So, John Dorn, what's the word?
Same old Lions. Dumpster diving.
So what do you guys think our biggest offseason need is now? We got a safety. We got another running back. I don't see exactly how we ganged on the running back, but we got a safety now. What are you guys thinking? What else is there in need? I heard T. Higgins is asking for a trade. You want to take that one, Darian? Go ahead.
If I'm looking at it a certain way, I personally think we have to address the O-line in terms of losing Runyon and Bakhtiari, 2 starters on the O-line would be somewhat of a concern, especially if you don't have any guys prepared to take over in their position. Namely, so Runyon, if you're more likely. So I'm thinking, yeah, we might have to address the O-line a bit, either through free agency as well as the draft. Like, some folks can have their words that we cannot just keep depending on young rookies and all, but that's the way I feel like all these moves that we made in free agency now is all about embracing the youth movement, which is what I'm more than okay with.
A lot of these fans in the comments are not happy about Aaron Jones departing ways with Green Bay. And I'm standing with you on that one. I can't believe Aaron Jones is not going to be a Packer. That's wild. So, Ken, you want some input?
Yep. I'm going to say our big glaring need now is linebacker, with having released Campbell. That, Isaiah McDuffie was nice enough filling in for him, and he is a halfway guy back from the Boston College days. But I want somebody a little more capable than that. I'm hoping if we're going the free agent route, we're signing Devin White. Otherwise, hey, let's try and get Tranquil in the draft.
Yeah, let's mention that. Let's mention that right now real quick. So Green Bay did cut Devondre Campbell. He is no longer on the Packers as of right now. Right. Yep. And they did cut – I'm sorry for those of you out there that do like Bakhtiari, but for us, we finally cut David Bakhtiari. Get out of here.
We had 20 million reasons why to cut him.
20 million.
He was going to get $40 million this year. $40 million.
Yep. I don't mind it one bit. Yeah. We were loyal to Bakhtiari hardcore. Dude, get out of here. Goodbye.
Yeah, I've been calling for that for a long. And I felt like that was long overdue. Like, I've been calling it for a long time that I wanted us to cut our ties with him long ago. Like, if you couldn't keep yourself up and right and healthy for us to impact this team, it was coming to that point where I'd say he had to go.
Okay, Robert, what's your thoughts? What's our biggest offseason need as of right now?
Well, I mean, we took care of safety. We're switching up running back. I mean, linebacker, edge rusher. I mean, you can always have another edge rusher. It's cornerback. I mean,
we need some
especially with our
depth,
new. Right? Depth for sure. Depth. You can always use depth across the whole offense and defense. But I mean, honestly, we still could show some more cornerbacks, more safety. I mean, you need extra guys. I mean, I like McKinney, but I mean, we need more help there too. I think we draft someone.
Well, we still have Anthony Johnson Jr. as well, which, I mean, I don't know what the plans are for him per se, as far as like another starting safety, but we definitely have to bring back one of these other safeties. I feel like at least bring back Owens. I would love if we brought back Owens to be next to McKinney. I'd really like that.
So, Isaac, what's your thoughts on our biggest offseason need now after today?
Hola, muchachos. Yeah, I mean,
hola.
I mean, the other thing is we got McKinney, right? We need another safety there. Also,
I don't know about our corner situation. We got
Very
Jair.
true, Robert.
Stokes, Stokes, I don't know if he's there yet. You know what I mean? Like, Stokes hasn't really been the guy. Maybe Halfley System gets it back in June. But if we're going to roll with Stokes being our other corner next to Jair, he's got to step up to the
No
game.
way. There's no way. The plan has definitely changed, in my opinion, to Valentine being the guy across from Jair at some point.
That's what I'm kind of thinking. I think they'll give Stokes an opportunity just because he was a first-round pick, but I think they're more banking on Valentine to be the guy.
I like Valentine a lot, but if Stokes
he had
that speed.
But if you could release Stokes because he just hasn't panned out and bring back Valentine with Valentine and Jair, I would love that.
Yeah, I would too.
Go ahead, A-Dub.
but if they kept Stokes, I'm thinking they're going to use him as far as a depth piece for nickel and dime package situations. As far as our secondary goes, it goes like maybe use him in those kind of areas in order to get him back on track with the defense. Like, I'm all in for the idea to have Valentine across from Jair, but they'll find some place for Stokes on the defense in terms of either he be the replacement for Nixon as far as the slot, or, like I said, the nickel and dime coverages that we may use.
They just announced Bucks traded Carlton Davis to the Lions.
Yeah, we've seen that.
Yeah, they announced that.
You're late, Isaac. You're late about 5 minutes.
You're late, buddy. He was late to the show.
So what's up, Gordon? What's your thoughts? What's our biggest offseason need now that we made a few moves today, running back, safety?
When you guys are talking about how to fix the secondary, the best way to fix that secondary, I think, is to get a pass rusher. I mean, another pass rusher. You can't never have enough of them. Man, imagine get Hunter on our fucking side or something like that. And that with John Gary and Van Ness and, rotation and everything. The best way to help that secondary is get to the quarterback and fast. You know what I mean? So you need a good pass rusher. Linebacker, we need a linebacker yet, and probably another corner. Stokes, we'll see what he does. I think he's always better in press coverage anyway, so I think it might benefit him in his defense, to tell you the truth. Okay. So, I'd say we'll draft, probably a corner.
I think actually.
Yeah, Savage was signed, right, too? Seen that? We lost Savage.
Go ahead, Rob.
No, I'm saying, did you guys see that Savage signed somewhere else?
Yeah, he signed with the Jaguars.
Yeah, the Jaguars. Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and just say I personally think after everything that has happened, other than like another safety to be next to McKinney, like a solid one, I think our biggest offseason need might be linebacker. We need another linebacker because if Quay Walker is going to be the focal point of our defense, if he's going to be the nucleus, the guy, well, you're going to have someone behind the guy, right, helping the guy. So we don't really have that guy. I mean, we have backups, right, obviously, but I mean they're backups for reasons. I think we can get someone really good to go next to or behind Quay Walker.
Right? Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I wanted Devin White. But with the money we just gave out, I don't think we can get Devin White.
No, not now, man. We spent some money today.
Yep.
We spent big time money today.
Not really, because all we really did was get the safety. We replaced Jones' money with for.
I guess you're right. That.
Oh.
Well, we also gave money to Tyler Davis again. Why?
But releasing Aaron Jones, we still. How much does he count on the cap? We still owe him money, right? Because he was under contract.
I actually pull it up. I believe we're saving like $12 million.
So we're still giving him like $5. So we're still losing like $5 or $6 million on it. Because I thought the cap hit was 17 million.
We're not losing it, Rob, because like you said, it was already counted on the cap to begin with.
Right. So okay. It was already in there.
It's not even.
Yeah, it's already in there. That's what I mean. So I guess it doesn't matter. You release them.
All right, now they're updating us at $25 million, but that's without getting the $11 million off of the Devondre Campbell. So we're really sitting at 36 mil right now, and that's after spending what we spent today.
Here's a good comment.
Another guy I wouldn't mind getting is
You got that right, Joe.
But he'll actually be good this time. It'll be worth getting his jersey.
It'll be worth money now.
Another guy I wouldn't mind getting is Latu from UCLA, the defensive tackle. Beef up, where, Kenny Clark gets to do some damage. Why not beat that up?
Yeah, and as good as Slayton and Devontae Wyatt kind of improved, right? I still don't think it's enough in there. Like, something's got to give one of these days. Like, you either become an absolute animal on the defensive line, or maybe it's time to look elsewhere because we can't have Kenny Clark getting double and triple teamed every game, man. We just can't do that anymore.
Oh, we got to have some support there.
Yeah, Latu checks all those boxes. That guy's a beast. He rushes, he gets the pass, he's a space eater. He does it all.
All the more reason to get somebody this year in the draft. East Lulu. We need to get someone. We need to get another pass rusher. You're right. Preston Smith's going to be gone next year.
Yeah, we've been talking about this a lot, actually, where I wouldn't have been surprised if Preston Smith was cut this year, but they were able to figure out a restructure, so they didn't cut him. I definitely thought he was getting cut, though, but they have an out after this year. Right. They have an out on his contract. I could definitely see them using that out on him. So, a lot of crazy stuff, right? A lot of crazy stuff going on.
Fucking crazy stuff, man.
I know. There's just so much going on today. Let's talk about something that I felt was actually pretty funny. We're going to talk about the basement dwellers this next year, and I'd put money on that. Their quarterback, Kirk Cousins, signed with the Atlanta Falcons. It looks like, would you even call it an era, or would you call it like a
45 minutes?
Kirk got everything he wanted. He wanted $45 million a year. He wanted guaranteed. Man, he got paid. Holy Christ!
So what do you guys see in store for the
Falcons? $45 million a year.
Now that Kirk Cousins is gone, what do you see in store for the Vikings? They have
exactly what they're going to do.
What?
Okay.
What they're going to do?
Roll out Jared Hall.
No, what they're going to do? They're going to go to the Bears crying. I want Justin Fields. We'll give you a fourth-round pick for him. And that's what they're going to do. They're going to run with Justin Fields.
All he's worth, bro. Fourth round.
Justin Fields in a minute. We're going to definitely go down that avenue. A-W, you had some stuff to say about Kirk Cousins going to the Falcons. How do you feel about it?
I think the Falcons pretty much put themselves in a tight spot. Like, that kind of money you're giving Kirk Cousins, to me, feels like somewhat of an overpay.
Big time.
But now when it comes to the Vikings now, I guess my only thought process is they may just start finding themselves a rookie QB to depend on now.
I'm torn up about it.
Whoever they pick up in the draft is going to – whoever the Vikings pick up in this draft will have to lead them on going forward now.
Yeah, and with the 10th pick, you can get someone pretty good. You can get a Bo Nix. You can probably get a Penix. You can get someone that looks like they could be a serviceable quarterback for you. I don't know, though. In my opinion, they're definitely the worst team in the North right now. And I don't even think it's really close now that they don't have a quarterback. I'm just being honest. But since we started moving into that Justin Fields realm, the Bears can't trade Justin Fields. Nobody wants him. There were rumors that people were talking. You know what? The Raiders. It said that the Raiders were in talk. In my opinion, they're dead. Raiders can't trade Justin Fields. What the fuck? So, anyways, it said that the Raiders were in talks to get Justin Fields from the Bears, and instead they picked up Gardner Minshew. That says a lot to me. I mean, what do you think, Isaac? Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it was hindering on a second-round pick, and Raiders like, no, we ain't giving out a second-round pick for that bum.
What do you think about it, Ken?
About the whole Justin Fields he's been talked up of how everybody wants him from just about every source you could possibly think of. But when it came down to it, each and every team that he was linked to picked somebody besides him. That's either saying that the Bears wanted something insane for him, like a first or a second, or that they value him so low that Gardner Minshew's a better option.
I don't even know how you can fathom giving up a second-round pick for someone that's done absolutely nothing in the league. Dorn, how do you feel about it?
I don't know. I just, tell you the truth, I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know. I think they're going to have
much left.
Yeah, there's not much left. I think they're going to have to use them a running back. I don't know. Fuck. Just for a gadget player, you know. I don't
They're
know.
going to turn it to the Ravens system where everybody's running the ball.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Joe, what we're saying is basically Josh Jacobs is like Rasul Douglas, but he came to Green Bay, so now he'll actually be good. That's all we're saying. Rob, let's give you some time on it. They cannot trade Justin Fields. What the hell is going on?
Bro, look, man. Me and my other co-host on the morning show do not agree on this subject. We had it out again today about Justin Fields, and he's like, I told him, I said, you can't trade him just because he's not worth anything. You guys want too much from him. They told me, but Mike, the Bear fan, Ken, they both said they want like a second rounder for Fields. Nobody's going to give you a second rounder for this guy. I'm sorry. I know there was talks with Atlanta, but clearly Atlanta was not. I mean, they were willing to overpay, I guess, because they overpaid Kurt. But I just don't see it, bro. I think the Bears are going to be. They say they want to keep Fields because you're going to be stuck with them. You can't get rid of them.
No, the Bears fans say they want to keep Fields.
Yeah, well, that's the Bears fans say that. I don't know what Poll says.
Yeah.
We're going to see, man, because they're still going to take Caleb. I think. I still think they take a quarterback.
Let me touch on this, and we'll continue this real quick. I do think that they overpaid for Kirk Cousins, and here's why. It's looking like Jordan Love's about to get 180 to 200 million, somewhere in that realm, for 4 years, and you just paid a guy that has proven that he can't do anything. That doesn't matter what you give him. He can put up some decent stats, but he does jack shit every time it really matters, especially when it comes to playing Green Bay in a pivotal game that could put them in a higher seed. They always get destroyed by us, and that's always the beginning, the domino effect of their downfall at the end of the season. Like, I'm sorry, they did overpay, in my opinion. A lot of people will probably think that they didn't, but if Jordan Love is going to be making that money, there's no way I would ever give Kirk Cousins that amount of money with how old he is now and what he's shown in his career.
Especially coming up with the injury he had.
They could have gave him a 2-year deal. I think 4 years was too much, and $100 million guaranteed. That is a lot of fucking money right there. That's the problem. 2 years, $45 million a year. You probably could have did that. But I mean, you're locked yourself down with this guy now for the next, and you got to hope he can take you there. Because if he can't, we're gonna.
I'd say for him to have that kind of payment, my recommendation is he's gonna have to perform beyond just a regular season. Now, like I always had him in the same category as guys like Andy Dalton, Ryan Tannehill, and Dak Prescott. Each one of them can give you a great season in the regular season, but you cannot trust them in the playoffs.
You know what?
And that's where the biggest flaw for Kirk Cousins to me comes, is where you cannot trust them beyond the regular season.
I used to have him in that same realm as like Stafford and Goff, but here's the thing. Stafford and Goff, at least throughout the later parts of their career, and still have improved. They've gotten further. They've done more. Kirk Cousins hasn't done anything. He's never done anything. And the big moment of his career was that Giants playoff game where it was supposed to be an easy win. They had an amazing season, and they were supposed to move on further than they have been lately, and they lost the first game to the Giants. Like, that's just the most Kirk Cousins thing ever.
I'll tell you one thing. I'd love to be Kirk Cousins' agent, always getting paid.
How about that?
Could you imagine?
He's going to need to get paid more.
Could you imagine if Kirk Cousins' agent was the same agent as Bakhtiari's? The guy would be like the richest person on the planet.
Right. 100%.
So, Bill, what do you think about all this? First of all, do you think Kirk Cousins got overpaid, or do you think it was justified? And why can't the Bears trade Justin Fields? What's going on, man?
Well, the Bears can't trade Justin Fields because he's complete utter trash. I've been saying it forever. If he would convert over to a running back, he might actually make some money. He might actually get signed somewhere. And as far as Kirk Cousins, man, hey, I can't knock him. He's actually been a consistent quarterback. You know, he you see what you're going to get. He's been the same year after year after year. So if they feel like they got money to burn, then more power to them. Burn it.
Yeah, in East, they also have Bijan Robinson. I mean, there are pieces on that team. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So.
Oh, and I think they're 11th. They got the 11th pick overall. I mean, it's not top 10, but they still can get a nice wide receiver. Or they can, add something there for sure, man.
As much as we knock Cousins, Drake London, Kyle Pitts are going to eat on that offense. Because
big time.
Yeah, Cousins can throw.
And he likes feeding the tight end, so, I mean, that's what I say.
Yep.
ATL's pick is at 8.
And Cousins does have some pivotal targets out there.
I thought it was 11.
Here's something that bothers me about the signing. Sure, there's pieces you could succeed. But the window you have with Kirk Cousins is so small right now. That is a small window. You gave him a 4-year contract, and he's old as shit. He's 34, isn't he?
Coming off the Achilles still with his freaking push.
Coming off an Achilles. Yeah.
Coming off one of the worst injuries you could ever have. And you have the 8th pick. This is the year to draft a quarterback. It's this year, man. You could have got your future quarterback who was not Desmond Ridder. I mean, to me, I just think that's why I wouldn't have done this. I think it sets them back a little bit because you have to win in this very small window now.
Is 2 Chainz going to give him one of his chains?
Yeah, Kirk Cousins is 35 right now.
Kirk Cousins
35. So they have him locked up till he's 39. Do you really think Cousins is playing till he's 39, 40, 41, 42?
No. It becomes Ned Flanders in that pocket.
Go ahead and swap the screens and do the comments, guys. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Yeah, Kirk's not going to last there. I mean,
you don't
the
think
offense
so?
Offense is going to look good, but then, you know what I mean? They have some playoff aspirations, and you know how Kirk Cousins does in the playoffs. It's really not that great.
He's not great in the playoffs. He's not great on Monday night. He's not great in prime time. Like, when is he great? When he's trying to pad those stats,
right.
Yeah. Hey, he knows exactly how to throw to get himself a nice big contract.
You guys want to see something funny, though? You guys want to get a good laugh at the Bears' expense?
Yeah.
Sean Clifford has more playoff performances.
Yeah, than Justin Fields, yeah.
That's
terrible.
Great.
That's fucking terrible.
How many years? Come on, Darian. What's your thoughts on that? You ain't got a good laugh
that
or something?
Goes to show what. Yeah, that just goes to show what little faith you can have in Bears to develop their QBs properly and put a good team around them.
Yeah, Bears don't know
what that.
Yeah, the Bears just don't know how to develop a quarterback.
So does this mean since Clifford has more playoff appearances than Justin, we can get a 2nd-round pick for him?
I'm actually not moving him unless you call me with a first. He's worth that. He's worth that to me. But yeah, it's a pretty wild day for free agency, though, man. We still got a lot of money to burn. Is there anybody you guys would like to bring back? Let's start with Ken. Which Packer last year would you like to bring back this year?
Probably Nixon, but that honestly depends on who we draft. Because if we draft a guy that's already a good kick returner, I don't think it's as important.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Dorn. What's your thoughts on that? You got to unmute yourself.
You're muted, John.
Oh, I see where Liv's moving.
Yeah, I'll take Owens back. I don't mind seeing him come back and be a safe.
I liked Owens. I thought Owens was a good part of it. I mean, not even that. We need him,
I think it'd be cheap, too,
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he wants to stay in Green Bay, too. So, what's your thoughts, Robert? Which player last year on the roster would you like to bring back?
Rob wants $9 million.
He's going to say not 9, and I don't like 9. But I was open to bringing Runyon back. I was open to bringing Savage back, but I mean, we moved on from both them guys. I mean, now maybe a new kicker. I'm just kidding.
Well, will you be wearing a bag on your head this year because of Carl's?
I'm not wearing a bag. I'm telling you guys right now. I'm not shaving my head. I'm not wearing a bag.
Can I talk you into a face tattoo?
All right, I might do that.
Who last year would you like to bring back again this year?
Definitely bring back Jonathan Owens. I think he'll make a very good depth piece in that safety position, or a good starter for us. As long as it's like he wasn't all that great with the tackling and everything, but he gave us some value at that position while he was here.
Makes sense.
Sure did, Ron. We all can agree we upgraded our team today. We totally. This is like I'm sorry. I'm 50. I'm 54 years old, and I've never seen us do this much in a free agency before. In my life, bro. Never seen us do this.
Remember that one year we brought in Julius Peppers, who was like 108 years old, way past his prime.
Bro, I'm talking impact players. I'm talking like impact players that are going to make a difference.
The only thing I can
damn good free agent.
You know what?
Preston Smith.
No, you could.
That was a good one.
Yeah, you could say 2019 was a big splash too, given those 2 edge rushers we brought in along with drafting one.
Yeah, all right, so, I'll give you that. But I never seen us do so much.
Does anybody want to attempt to tackle this question real quick? Like, just give us your logic.
I think
all right. Now, we all love Jones. He's proven to be massively productive, but not only does he get injured often, and last year missed at least half the year, but he has this horrible, I'd say, habit of whenever the game is on the line and it's a big-time game, he coughs that ball up and puts it on the field. Now, Jacobs does not fumble very often, and I can see why they'd want to move from Jones to Jacobs just based off of that.
If we were moving on from Jones and we knew that, why not Saquon, though? Why Jacobs?
I like Jacobs a lot better than Saquon. Saquon, yes, because Saquon, after watching him with New York, he has not been the same type of player since
his injury.
And
you're right on that.
He's still getting injured nicks and dings here and there. That's why I would gladly take Jacobs over. People had a bit of a down year last year.
Yeah, people hinge on the season that Jacobs has had, but like, what's he going to become behind our offensive line? Right, you can have a resurgence because our offensive line is really going to help him out and finding some holes, and he's going to exploit those holes.
Well, and everybody talks about it. I mean, Jacobs held out last year. He wanted to get paid from the Raiders last year, so he held out. And that hindered his performance when he went into the regular season. Go look at him the year before. The guy was an unstoppable force over there, man.
He won the rushing title the year before.
Yes, that's what what we have to look for. Look, I love Jones. Everybody, you guys are all. I mean, nobody's saying anything. We love Jones. Everybody does. He's a player, a fan favorite. I mean, hardcore to the max. But I mean, the truth is, this is a better pickup. He's younger. He's got more upside. I mean, and honestly, Jones has never led the season, never led the league in yardage. Whether that's because of LaFleur or whatever, or him just not being able to stay healthy, but that's all part of it, and that's why they made this.
This stat will probably baffle a lot of people because it doesn't seem like this, but Jones has only had 3,000-yard rushing seasons. I know that sounds crazy. It feels like a lot more, right? But he only has 3. And Josh Jacobs does have a rushing title, at least. If we can get a year of rushing title in him, and he doesn't have to win the rushing title. I'm just saying, like, a similar guy to that. Ooh, geez. we will have some firepower behind that offensive line.
And Josh Jacobs has 3,000-yard rushing seasons himself.
And he's been playing a lot not as long.
A lot less, way less.
You watch Josh Jacobs.
Yeah. You know what?
So my thing is like Josh Jacobs and Jones are not that far apart from one another.
No, I agree with you, A-Dub. I totally agree with what you're saying. And again, people, we're not saying that we want Jones to be gone. We're just trying to make heads and tails of this, This I somewhat agree with, but don't agree with. As much as I would have loved to brought Runyon back, cutting Bakhtiari means nothing. We did just fine without him. I don't even see how Bakhtiari would go into any part of this equation whatsoever at this point. But losing Runyon does suck. But Sean Ryan played well enough that I don't see how it changes a whole lot. We still got Rasheed Walker at left tackle, who did fantastic at left tackle. We still got Jenkins at left guard. As we all know, over the years, no one can get past Jenkins at left guard. I think Myers might be our weakest link at center, but he did a lot better last year. We have now Sean Ryan at right guard, and he was fantastic at right guard when he got burned. And of course, we got my personal favorite, Zach Tom at right tackle, who doesn't give up anything. So I don't think losing these linemen were a big deal, especially since in the draft, the Packers seem to hit really well in these later parts of the draft with offensive linemen. Rasheed Walker was a 7th-round pick 2 years ago, man, and now he's our starting left tackle. I mean, I think we'll be fine. It looks like you got something to say over there.
People are sleeping. We got a sleeping giant, 6'8" Caleb Jones that's waiting to play too. You know what I mean? And Sean Ryan, when he came in to fill in some spots during some injuries, he did pretty well himself. Like, we grow linemen in the back. We ain't worried about linemen. All the linemen that we lost, they said, we can't replace. We replaced Josh Sitton. We replaced Lucas Patrick. We replaced Corey Linsley. We replaced every single lineman that people say, Green Bay's line is going to fall off now that this guy's going or this guy's leaving. Never happened.
Do you, Ken, do you want to take
They did try, Cesare. They did try.
Yeah.
They did try to work it out. They said talks broke down, and that's why they pulled the trigger on Josh Jacobs. I mean, look, man, someone else was going to snatch him up. I mean, that's the thing is deadline football, people. This is what it is. That's where we're at this time of year. Everything's got a deadline, and if you don't jump on it, it's gone.
It's a business, man. It's like
it's a business. Yes.
Jones is getting a little older now. It was time to move on sooner or later. Let's do it now. I mean, it sucks. I mean, I wish I had both running backs. I mean, that would be great. At least a year, at least. But it's time to move on. Get that cap money. Let's see if we can. There's still we can get a free agent yet, running back, or we'll just go draft one. We got Wilson. He's good. I like him.
Well, yeah, there are reports there that Green Bay really wants Wilson as a number 2 running back.
Yeah.
And with Jacobs, it makes a lot of sense because he complements him very well. With Jacobs being more of a pounder and Wilson is a bit more elusive. But with Jones, the reconstruction didn't work with him and all. But we got to remember, too, the running back market absolutely sucks. And dudes are not getting paid. So I would not be surprised if maybe after the draft, if nobody assigned Aaron Jones, that he would come back to Green Bay because, hey, if I'm going to get a shitty contract somewhere, I might as well go back.
And you know what? This actually, as much as it doesn't seem like it right now, this might have been a futuristic move, considering we are about to give Love this big contract. Look at it this way. If we're having to think about who's going to be our running back now because Aaron Jones' contract is up, are we going to pay him an extensive amount of money now that his instead they went out, they got a guy who was much younger, who has he does get injured. He has he's not the greatest that I've ever seen or anything like that, but he has proven that he can be a good running back. So now that you've signed him up, I believe it was 4 years on the deal, wasn't it?
Yeah, 4 for $48.
Mm-hmm. So we basically shored all that up. We brought in the cap space to make sure that we can pay for that. We got a guy who should be a number 1 running back. And now we can look forward. I feel like this is all to look forward to signing Jordan Love for the future and just keep developing around him. Whereas if Jones is in the equation, again, I would love him to stay on the team. I don't want him gone. I actually prefer Jones over Jacobs, just in my opinion. But Jones is getting old. I can't see us giving him a 4-year contract at this age or at this stage in his career. This could have been really like a futuristic type move for signing Jordan Love to this big contract. So,
well, and everybody who's saying that, Jacobs can't catch. I mean, he does have hands, and he's going to have a better quarterback thrown to him. I mean, that's part of the other reason is he didn't have very good quarterbacks thrown to him. I'm sorry, Carr sucks. And
we also heard coming out of college that A.J. Dillon couldn't catch, and we turned him into a pretty reliable.
So true.
Back.
It would surprise me if
he's easily doing that with Jacobs with the kind of talent that he has.
Yeah.
It would surprise me if Jacobs actually went down there and threw it at the guys. How Love always throws with Watts and Reed and all that. I'm sure Jacobs will probably come down here and throw some balls at them. So they'll get before camp going.
If anything, we could draft a running back. This running back class is pretty deep. You know what I mean? Has Brooks, Benson, Allen.
Audric Estime.
Nick, there's been a lot of talks linking Estime to Green Bay that we supposedly
Green Bay went and talked to Estime.
Yeah, they did.
We've got a bunch of interest in them.
Cooper DeJean at corner, you know what I mean? Add a little mix. Just keep the train going. Hey, I told everybody, hey, Goop will make the moves. He's put his hands in the pot for a lot of free agents. You know what I mean? Goop has been
Yeah. I agree with you, man. 100%. Goody is behind us, and he's about building this team up.
Dexter, we agree with your comment. That's what we were hoping for, was that we'd have both Jacobs and Jones. Like, that was the idea in our heads, right? But
when they announced it today, bro, we thought they were, because they said that they were restructuring Aaron Jones' contract. That's what a little clip came out with it. So for like 20, 30 minutes today, we were all like, yes, we're going to have the best running back tandem in the NFL. Exactly. I mean, Jones and
So Isaac was saying, though, what Isaac was just saying makes it really hard, because, I mean, I could hear Rob yelling, estimates, because, look, there are guys that look like they could be very formidable backup running backs with someone like Jacobs and, like, kick ass, you know what I mean? It does look that way, so it's just – and it's like this guy says.
Yes, sir, Robert.
Moves by our front office. It is a business. We have to remember that. And if I'm being honest, Goody came out and he basically promised the whole fan base he's going to make moves in free agency. I was kind of sitting there like, how are we going to make moves with no money? And all of a sudden, Goody's starting to live by that promise, man. He's
starting to get money.
I mean, what do you think
he had
about
30
that,
million
Bill?
with Campbell and Baco, and that was 30 million right there, bro. That was
But are you satisfied with Goody, like, at least trying in free agency? Because this is kind of rare for us.
I love everything they've done this offseason, from the new defensive coordinator changing this to a 4-3 to what they did today. I'm just baffled by the Aaron Jones thing. That's what bothers me the most. I liked Aaron Jones. He's one hell of a player.
It really was the way.
We've only had spots. We had Ahman Green. That was a great running back. I mean, we've had a few, like, decent running backs, but, I mean,
Lacey was good for 2 years.
I think he's talking about, good for 2 years. I think he's talking about the Rodgers era. Like, James Starks was our best running back for years. You know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah, you're right.
We had what's his name? The receiver that we turned into a running back. Oh God.
Montgomery.
Ty Montgomery. Yeah.
Ty Montgomery.
He said Eddie Lacy. Somebody pulled
They played their way right out. And Eddie ate his way out of the team.
I was going to say, Eddie Lacy was damn good for his first 2 years. You can't tell me he wasn't.
And he was damn good at the hot dog.
Bro, he just couldn't stay.
That might have been. The son of a bitch might have been the epitome of a fat guy. But, hey, he was damn good for those
Bro, he couldn't say no to biscuits and gravy.
He said he couldn't say gravy.
I actually don't mind Braylon Allen. I like the way that Braylon Allen moves through the tackles. I think he's very shifty. And then another comment that really struck me, where they're comparable. Sure, they might be comparable, but I think Jones and Jacobs are.
He is younger though.
I think they're at least different in their play style, because man, when Jones wiggles through, his linemen, you can't catch the dude. Whereas Jacobs really is like a head down, nose front runner. You know what I mean?
Jones got better hands.
AJ makes those cuts where he's turning his body sideways as he's lunging forward.
Yeah, that's why I called it wiggling. He really does wiggle. You know what I mean?
Yes. Jacobs just runs him down. We're just going to step on him. I like it.
This guy says, can't stop a hungry man. His big ass could move.
Biscuits and gravy.
And then
that was his motivation.
Let's go ahead. We're just going to run our ad real quick, and then we'll get to our last sentiments of the show. So, of course, you're watching the Frozen Tundra Network. Like and share our page on Facebook and Instagram. And, of course, we got Bill, the Packer fan, who's always been here with us. And now we have Packers News 24/7 for all of your Packers news, highlights, and updates. One of our newest pages, PackerBacker News. They have a morning show every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at 10 a.m. Central Time. Go check them out. And as everybody knows, we have the Frozen Tundra Network podcast on the Northeast Streaming Sports Channel that is live every Saturday and Monday, 5 p.m. Central Time. All right, so let's go ahead. We're going to go to everybody's last sentiment of the show.
We just signed something. The Commanders just signed somebody. Another running back went off the board.
They just signed
down, dude. Going down.
The Panthers just traded Brian Burns to the Giants in exchange for a second-round pick this year and a fifth-round pick next year. And the Giants are signing Burns to a 5-year deal worth $150 million that includes $87.5 guaranteed.
And the Commanders are signing former Chargers running back Austin Eckler to a 2-year deal worth up to $11.4 million.
Wow, that is huge. Wait, hold on. They signed Eckler to less than we signed Jacobs for? What?
Yes. Why didn't the Bears got Ken was always he's saying that the Bears should have opportunity for you guys. Why aren't they getting these guys? Why did they settle for Swift?
Why did they get Swift? He sucks.
They're also signing the Raiders former offensive tackle.
It's gonna be fun seeing.
Yeah,
I say it's going to be fun.
You got the same
it's going to be fun seeing the Bears and Lions against each other.
Yeah. The Chargers are trying to replace Austin Eckler with Gus Edwards. I like Gus Edwards, but I think he's like a top flight backup running back. Whereas Austin Eckler is a top flight running back in general. So, I mean. All right.
But like
sorry,
I said,
guys. Hey, look, we
it'll be fun seeing it. Sorry.
Say it on your last sentiment, AW. You know what? I'll go with you first. Go ahead. Sign us off.
Yeah, I'm saying it's going to be fun to see the Bears and the Lions play each other with their former running backs in the future, and definitely enjoy what we've seen out of free agency. And go Pack, go!
Go Pack, go, baby! Go ahead, Rob.
I never thought I'd live to see the day that we did this much. I'm excited. I'm ready. Let's go. Go Pack, go!
Go Pack, go! John Dorn.
I like what I've seen so far. I don't agree with Jones, but I'll get over it. I think we'll all get over it once the game starts.
We got over Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. I think you gotta trust Goody. You gotta trust him, man. I think we'll be fine. And I'm gonna say same old Lions and Bears still suck.
Yeah. All right. Go for it, Ken.
Yeah, well, since I called the McKinney one, I'm going to put out another call now. We were getting Cooper DeJean in the draft to pair with McKinney to have the best safety duo in the NFL.
I love it.
So you're still on the DeJean Mustard train. All right.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm gonna go ahead and give a shout out to Ken, who did call the McKinney pickup. That was good. That was dope. I'm just gonna say, just like what John Dorn said, just trust the process. I gotta be honest. I've seen way more from Goody than I've ever seen from Murphy or Ted Thompson. he's actually starting to make me believe that I should just trust what he's doing at this point. It's starting to work. It's a new era, people, and it's looking good. So everybody have a great night. Thanks for watching. Thanks for everybody that was on the show. Go Pack Go.